All right, I'm looking at another fibble. This game is just like Wordle, but on every row, one of the clues is a lie. Starting us with merit. TR seems pretty good. Let's do troop. I don't know. Ooh, okay. Let's stick with TRO for now. And troll. Okay. Oh, well, interesting, because one of the T's is a lie, one of the R's is a lie. Everything else is true. So there's either a T or an R, but not both. If there's not an R, then this is the lie. Ah, but, okay, that's the thing. If there is not an R, well, there's a couple ways to look at this. Another way to look at it is look at merit and troop. One of the R's is a lie, there's no T. Either way, there's no T. Because the thing is, you can't have, if you have a T or an R, if there's a T and not an R, then the R is a lie in merit and the T is a lie. So either way, that's what you get. Okay, and then, so there is an R, there is no T. So we need, because this R is going to be true, basically, unless it's a double R, which is possible. Something like arrow, except we can't have the O. I'm thinking that there's the one R, and then we need an E, I, or M. I mean, we could just do something like this. Drink. Drink would work. Okay. Well, we know this is true. Could we have this and then the D somewhere else? Except we can't do a D and we can't do an I and an E. So we can't do an N and a D. So doing a D is gonna be tricky. So we have the Y or so we could also do DR and then do the I somewhere else, something like this, something like drain, but we can't do the N. So it feels like it's gonna be hard for the D or the I to be a lie because it's supposed to be green. Could we do? I don't know what to do here. We could have no I, and there's an E. We could do like an ED. We could even do a double ED. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do greed. Okay. Well, again, we know this is true. One of the D's is a lie, but okay. So one of the D's is a lie. Whichever one is a lie, they could both be lies, but at least one is a lie. Whichever one is a lie, the I or the E will be true. So there is an E or an I, so there's definitely not an M. If this is true, and we know there's only an E or an I, you can't have both. So one of these two is a lie, the I or the E. So it is one of these two. They aren't both lies. So if there is a D, it's not first. Because the D's can't both be lies. If there is a D, then there's the E. So, okay, so we can also say, we know one of the two D's is a lie. We know the I or the E is a lie. So the rest of these are true. So if there's a D, then it's RE. And then, I mean, we could put a D there, but then what comes at the end? If you put a D there, what comes between the E and the D? It can't be another E. Can it? No, because if there's another E, this is a lie, this is true, that makes this a lie, and this true, but you can't have an E and an I. So it would have to be this. Maybe a Y? I don't know how that's gonna work though. Or this, and then I don't know what comes between the E and the D. EAD. Oh, EAD. Yeah. We still have the A. Bread. Bread. Oh, there we go. All right. I just had to think of the right combination. But that was interesting having the D's and the I or the E the lie, but the I or the E because of merit. Yeah, pretty interesting. All right. Cool. Well, not too bad. Got it in 5 today. So let me know how your solve went. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more.